Located in the heart of Europe, Germany today maintains the continent's most powerful economy. However, it is probably best known for its World War II history and the country's even more recent times when it was split into East and West. Everybody knows about the Berlin Wall, which came down less than 30 years ago. There's a load of culture, natural beauty, and much older history to discover in this large European nation. You'll find much of this in Bavaria, southern Germany, where you can soak up the Bavarian Alps, explore some truly charming medieval towns, and get involved in the infamous Oktoberfest. In the north, you can explore beaches and old port towns from the Hanseatic period. Berlin wows with its famous clubs and huge museums, as does Frankfurt with its skyscraper-laden cityscape. Plan your trip to this fantastic European travel destination with our list of the best places to visit in Germany. Number 10. Nuremberg. Once the unofficial capital of the Holy Roman Empire and home of several German kings, Nuremberg is now the second largest city in Bavaria and acts as an important economic, cultural and social center. Due to its wealth and prestige, arts, architecture and culture have long flourished in the city. Marvelous museums, gorgeous Gothic churches, and an impressive imperial castle can be found dotted about its medieval old town. Much of its historic center was rebuilt and restored following the heavy bombing campaigns that destroyed most of Nuremberg in World War II. Many people now associate the city with the infamous Nuremberg trials. However, its rich art and cultural scene, interesting historical sites, and fantastic cuisine and nightlife make it a popular place to visit. It also hosts the largest Christmas market in Germany, where visitors can buy gingerbread and local handicrafts and sample traditional sweets and Glühwein. Number 9. Leipzig. The largest city in Germany's federal state of Saxony, Leipzig is often called the City of Heroes for its leading role in the 1989 Democratic Revolution and the fall of the Berlin Wall. Leipzig is also known for its vibrant arts and culture scene shaped by famous music composers like Bach, Richard Wagner and Felix Mendelssohn. Tourists today can enjoy performances of Bach's music at the St. Thomas Church where Bach once served as choir leader and is now buried. In addition to numerous museums and historic sites like the Old Town Hall, the city boasts several of Germany's oldest and most impressive structures such as the Napoleonic Monument to the Battle of the Nations and Reichsgericht, the former High Court of the Reich. One of Europe's largest town squares, the Augustusplatz, is situated at the central campus of the city's university, which is the second oldest university in Germany. What's more, Leipzig is home to Germany's oldest botanical garden and one of the country's largest zoos. Number 8. Cologne. It may have been nearly destroyed from heavy bombing during World War II, but Cologne today is one of the largest cities in Germany and a major European metropolis. Situated on the Rhine River in the German federal state of North Rhine-Westphalia, Cologne offers several interesting tourist attractions, a buzzing nightlife and a stellar arts and culture scene. The city's informal symbol, the Cologne Cathedral, a stunning Gothic church that claims to contain the gifts of the Magi mentioned in the Bible as must-visit. Moreover, the 12 Romanesque churches are magnificent examples of medieval architecture. As a leading culture center in the Rhineland area, Cologne boasts an outstanding collection museums. Two of the most important include the Wallraf Richards Museum for its fine medieval art, and the Farina Fragrance Museum, which details the history and production of the city's famous perfume, Eau de Cologne. Number 7. Romantic Rhine. Stretching between the cities of Bingen and Bonn, Germany, the Middle Rhine flows through a dramatic geological formation called the Rhine Gorge. This region features a spectacular landscape dotted with medieval castles, picturesque villages and terraced vineyards. Tourism flourished here after aristocrat travelers brought much attention to the area during the Romanticism period of the 19th century, and the area became known as the Romantic Rhine. The inspiration behind poems, painting, operas and legends, the Romantic Rhine today is a major tourist destination in Germany. A journey through the Romantic Rhine presents splendid views of medieval castles perched on nearly every hillside. Built between the 12th and 14th centuries, these castles range from ruins to fortresses and majestic palaces. One of the most well-preserved is the Marksburg Castle, while other significant ones include Stolzenfels, Pfalzgrafenstein, the Electoral Palace and the Stahleck Castle, which offers overnight accommodation. Bathed in color and history, The charming villages along the Rhine Gorge provide excellent sightseeing opportunities as well as cafes, shops and hotels. The town of Bacharach is particularly beautiful in its setting of half-timbered buildings, cobblestone streets and terraced vineyards. Number 6. Dresden. Before it was severely damaged from World War II bombings, Dresden was known as the Jewel Box because of its lavish collection of stunning art and architecture. After many years, the city has restored much of its former glory. The capital of the federal state of Saxony, Dresden is one of the largest urban districts in Germany, serving as an important center of government and culture. Dresden offers several interesting landmarks such as the beautiful plaza of Bruhl's Terrace and the magnificent palace complex known as the Zwinger. The Old Town also contains a number of historic sites like the stunning Frauenkirche Cathedral. Impressive art galleries and museums abound in the city, particularly the Green Vault, which houses thousands of exquisite precious gems, jewelry pieces and fine artworks. An important culture center, Dresden boasts many cultural institutions of which the Semper Opera is most widely esteemed. The city plays host to several annual events that include Europe's largest jazz festival, the Dixieland Festival. Number 5. Heidelberg. With historic treasures like the medieval Old Bridge, the Heidelberg Castle, the Church of the Holy Spirit and the Knight St. George House, it is no wonder that Heidelberg is a popular tourist attraction. The city center's main street, Hauptstrasse, is packed with pubs, restaurants, open-air cafes, shops and markets selling the likes of beer steins, cuckoo clocks and German sausages. Not far from the Old Town is Thingstedt, an outdoor amphitheater, originally constructed by the Nazi regime to promote propaganda events. Today, this intriguing site is the scene of concerts, celebrations and other special events. Home to Germany's oldest university, Heidelberg's long academic history can be retraced along the Philosopher's Walk, a scenic footpath often walked by many earlier philosophers and professors. Likewise, the city's arts and history can be experienced in its many theaters, galleries and museums that include the Karl Bosch Museum, Palatinate Museum and Bonsai Museum. Number 4. Fussen. Set in a scenic spot at the foot of the Alps, Fussen is the last stop on the Romantic Road and can be found right in the south of Bavaria, just a kilometer from the Austrian border. While the enchanting town is well worth exploring in itself, most people visit for the 3 fairy-tale castles that lie nearby. Although Hohenschwangau and Hohes Schloss look impressive with their prominent hilltop positions, arresting architecture, and imposing turrets and towers, the real showstopper is Neuschwanstein Castle. Commissioned by King Ludwig II, the one-time royal retreat looks so magical that Walt Disney's Sleeping Beauty castle was modeled on it. Fussen has a quaint, well-preserved old town that is home to pretty, pastel-colored buildings and the 9th-century St. Mang's Abbey. The nearby hills and mountains also have countless nature trails for visitors to explore, which boast breathtaking views. Number 3. Hamburg. Located on the banks of the Elbe River, just 100 kilometers from the North Sea, Hamburg has long been one of Europe's busiest and most important ports. Once part of the Hanseatic League, it is now Germany's second-largest city and is noted for its maritime identity and pulsating nightlife. Much of life in the city and its history, culture, and heritage is linked to the canals and waterways that weave through town. Next to the harbor, for instance, you can find the strikingly modern Elbphilharmonie concert hall and old brick warehouses. One of the city's main landmarks is its beautiful neo-Renaissance Rathaus. Hamburg is also famed for its seedy red light district, where you can find live music venues, cool cocktail bars, and trendy clubs. It is actually here on the Reeperbahn that the Beatles got their big break and forever changed the world of music. Number 2. Rugen Island. Favored for its remarkable landscapes and romantic seaside resorts, Rugen Island has flourished as a popular tourist destination since the 18th century. Located in the Baltic Sea as part of the state of Mecklenburg-Western Pomerania, Rugen Island is the largest island in Germany, connected to the mainland by the Rugen Bridge and Rugen Causeway. Charming villas, historic old towns and beautiful beaches all draw tourists to Rugen Island, but the star attraction is the Jasmine National Park, famous for its unique chalk cliffs rising 161 meters over the sea. Of these majestic cliffs, the largest is known as Königsstuhl, or King's Chair. Legend has it that in ancient times, a newly crowned king would climb to the top of this cliff and sit in a chair to demonstrate his power. Another notable feature of Rugen Island is Cape Arcona, East Germany's northernmost tip, where tourists can visit an old lighthouse, remnants of a Slavic castle and a picturesque fishing village. Number 1. Berlin. A federal state and the capital city of Germany, Berlin is widely associated with its World War II history and former division of East and West Germany by the Berlin Wall during the Cold War. Since the fall of the historic wall in 1989, Berlin today is now a vast, unified city diverse in ethnic groups and abundant in sightseeing attractions, culture and nightlife. Many tourists are drawn to Berlin's famous historic structures, which include the Brandenburg Gate, Reichstag and the Holocaust Memorial. Although most of the Berlin Wall was demolished, there are some portions still standing near Checkpoint Charlie and the Reichstag. Berlin is respected for its high concentration of museums, namely Museum Island, which comprises a collection of museums that house impressive relics, temples and even reconstructed villages from many of the world's ancient civilizations. However, Berlin is not all about history. With 2 zoos, swimming lakes, public parks and dozens of nightlife venues, Berlin offers plenty for everyone in the family. The city also hosts annual festivals such as the Long Night of the Museums, Carnival of Cultures and the glamorous Berlin Film Festival.